Can I talk to you something, please? Yeah, I just want to... Oh! Wow! They don't want to die. They don't want to die. I don't understand. Maybe one time more?
This is Fred Mastro, the creator of the Mastro Defence System. Many of you are familiar with this fight system from my videos with Cliff Odette, who is the head of MDS North America. I went to a 2-day seminar to learn more about the man who inspired Cliff, and I wanted to give you guys a better insight into a person who not only protects Jean-Claude Van Damme, but has inspired millions with his unique street-focused fight system. A man who is probably one of the most dangerous men in the world, but you wouldn't be able to tell from first glance. During this weekend seminar, I didn't train because I was a one-man band. I wanted to learn more about Fred because honestly, my 2-hour podcast with him barely scratched the surface of this self-proclaimed nobody.
He asked me many times who I am. I said, I'm nobody. I'm nobody, but nobody misrespect to me or my family. Nobody in the world.
I don't understand. He has a reputation that you go around Belgium, he's very well known for being a nobody.
A nobody.
However you want to put that.
Fred is larger than life. When he came to visit from Belgium, everyone wanted a piece of his time. Fred often compares himself and his crew to wolves. If you're a part of his system, you're part of the wolf pack. Because if you call one wolf, the whole pack answers.
If you call one wolf, you invite the pack.
When you invite one wolf, you invite the entire pack.
Call one wolf, you invite the pack.
Wolfpack, I mean, it really is a family mentality. I mean, we all really have each other's backs. A lot of martial artists, they say that it's a family community. But I've been doing martial arts for 15 years now, and I'm an instructor in many organizations. At MDS, we really are there for each other. It's not something that we just say.
Fred is the alpha, but what he really prides himself on is training other alphas. And he scatters them across the world, leading packs of their own.
I'm today the leader. Tomorrow, my guys, is the leader of his dojo, of his town, of his city. And when we are all together, this is the wolf pack. When two wolves meet, they have two solutions. They fight and one died. Or they become brothers and they create the wolf pack and they work together.
Now, that kind of animal analogy is pretty common in the combat sports world. Most guys like to compare themselves to lions, wolves, gorillas. It's a genre cliche at this point. The wolf analogy is certainly appropriate for Fred, but if I could wax poetic for a second, I view him more as a crab. Hear me out. Crabs live between two worlds. They aren't flashy, they don't inspire fear at first glance, but they've got armor, pincers, and a bad attitude. They're hard to kill, and if you rip off one of their limbs, they'll grow another one just to spite you. Fred's trained both hooligans and cops. He walks in daylight, teaching seminars, cracking jokes, but his roots are buried deep at the bottom of a place called Charleroi, the underworld, the stuff you don't see. And like the ocean, Fred's seen things he'll never talk about. Things you probably don't want to know. Take the infamous Malik fight, the one he lost. It supposedly started with a disagreement involving the local mafia. The details are murky, and I did not ask. Some stories are left better untold.
So in my entire life, I've met many martial artists, great people. But in my entire life, I've only met two people that I know that can introduce me to Jesus right away. And the second one was Fred. I am just really, really happy that he calls me brother.
You really think Fred's dangerous?
Yes, I really do think Fred's is dangerous but the thing about Fred is he doesn't train for the guy in front of him. He trains for the people he protects that's behind him, right? Fred and I have the same understanding. It's better to come after me than to come after my loved ones. If you come after me, I might let you win. You come after my loved ones, that's a whole different story.
He rubs shoulders with martial arts legends like Jean-Claude Van Damme. That relationship started naturally with a disagreement. Fred crossed paths with one of Van Damme's relatives. Security got involved. Fred held his own. Next thing he knew, he had a job protecting the man himself. I told Cliff my crab analogy, and he asked me why not a bull shark or a saltwater crocodile. But I maintained Fred is a crab. Unassuming, armored, unkillable. He once said without irony, "If you break my arm, I still have another one."
In one time, you have the Americana, and I have the video of my team on the corner, and you hear Americana, and I don't tap. He come to the vest, he said, "Fred, I have the Americana." "Yes, but I hear that I'm breaking your arm." "Yes, but I have another one." He said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Okay, remember this about me. Maybe I'm crazy."
So enough with the crustacean poetry. Fred's funny.
All the people, they think that it's come from Brazil. It's not true. It's come from Italy. Vaffanculo. Vaffanculo.
But it's like a Martin Scorsese mafia movie kind of funny. He's a guy that dreams up ways to hurt people in creative detail.
Yeah? Depending the bullet. Depending the bullet. Guys like Cliff, it's a rock. I need to go 100%, and for sure, I need mine also. This is right.
He told me his sleep is sometimes disturbed by new ideas. So he invites friends over at 2 a.m. to test them.
Sometimes it's difficult for me to sleep. Sometimes I wake up and I have an idea. And sometimes I need to call some friend to say, "Oh, come now. Why? You have a problem?" "No, I just want to talk with you." And they come to my house and we try and we try and we try. "Okay, give me a real punch, give me this."
I think it all comes back to Charleroi, or Charleroi as I like to call it in my American accent, a city once named the ugliest in the world in 2008. It's often referred to as the Detroit of Belgium. It was built on steel, coal, and industry until it all collapsed in the 70s and 80s. Fred was raised there by a single mother, and she was a tough woman. In a place where crime and violence weren't the exceptions, they were the atmosphere.
Case in point, in Belgium, for a level test, certification, and seminar, we were in a beautiful restaurant, big place, in which sat an entire room, half of police officers, federal, local, state police officers from Europe, and the other half, I shouldn't say half, but intermingled in, were hooligans from the street. And everybody was there getting along because everybody was there for the same reason, which was respect for Fred, his ability to teach effective fighting techniques. And that doesn't exist in many places in the world, where you have somebody with such aura, with such power, and such respect that he has a following of different types of people that will normally never get along, but they did that night.
And he still works clubs to this day, which is part of what makes him relevant.
No, I work every week. Now every month, since 2 years. The people said to me, "Why, Fred Mastro, you are famous and you work in security?" Because the reality is there. It's not in the dojo. And the reality is in real situation. And in nightclub, you can see all the fight.
Fred always talks about reality.
Okay, this is the reality. But in reality, but what is the reality of the punch? I love to help the people for the reality.
The reality of the street, where there's no mats, no referees, no tap outs.
This is why MDS is hard. At the beginning, you are a victim. I train the people to become a predator, to survive.
He finds cracks in sports systems, exposes weaknesses.
I come from Silat, okay, but Silat is a very great martial art. But against boxing guys, it was difficult. What's happened more than 25 years ago, one of my students is a pro boxing guy. We go to his garage with gloves, and he knocked me out 3 times in 1 minute. You have 2 solutions. First, you say, "This guy is bullshit, I'm the best." Who is the boss? The second one, my move is not good, and my style is bullshit. Because one day, the reality come strong. Oh yes, I'm not anymore the master. And this is why I put out the gloves and I say, okay, let's go without the gloves and test what is real. This is my goal.
And people listen because he's got the stab wounds to prove it. They want to know if their theories of fighting hold up in the dark.
What I think about MDS compared to other systems is it changed my entire mindset around martial arts in general. I did Kung Fu, Taekwondo, wrestling growing up for many years. And I did 6 months of MDS, and it completely changed everything for me.
What I can tell you is that Fred has this unique ability to collect people who are lifelong martial artists from all over.
You know, myself, I've trained Kung Fu, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, Krav Maga, Filipino martial arts. Oftentimes, I don't really have a firm grasp of how to apply it. And Fred, because of his background, had experience in these things, but also could teach you how to apply them in a real world situation. It's crazy because you'll see guys that have been loyal to something for their whole life, and they'll kind of jump ship over to MDS because they're finding something that's missing.
What I like about these seminars is that no two seminars are the same. He doesn't use a curriculum.
If you have any question about situation, just ask me. I don't have curriculum. When you have curriculum, I saw many instructors, they arrive with the paper and they look, okay, 10 o'clock to 10 and 20, this moved, after this move and after this move, this is martial art. I don't have curriculum because in reality, you don't have curriculum.
Fred is too creative for his schedule. He's an artist, and violence is his medium. The seminar flows. It isn't scripted, it's reactive. Sometimes a teacher or a student pulls Fred aside with a question. Fred imparts his wisdom and he starts to get excited and eager to share.
It's always when you have shoulder and elbow, not both of shoulder, because if I do this uppercut, look, no, come on with uppercut.
I see.
Boom.
Right.
But if I block the shoulder and the elbow, nothing. No? And after, I go here every time. 1, 2. Because if you take your gun, I take mine first. You understand? Tactical. 1, 2.
Oh, beautiful.
My body weight.
We
Because
gotta film
now,
that one. Grab my phone.
yeah, because now you need to go back.
Yes. And now you just. So you're here. 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Because I need to do this. Easy for you.
And just like that, the side conversation becomes the center of attention. Fred brings the topic to the class, and suddenly everyone is working through it together. His English is rough, but that's what makes him sound more menacing. He teaches by showing, not telling. I asked about the safety of throat punches, so he showed me, hands on.
Did he die? Leon, can I talk to you something, please? Yeah, I just want to... Oh! Wow! Wow! They don't want to die. They don't want to die. I don't understand. Maybe one time more?
His students come from all walks of martial arts, and Fred's not a guru. He's a student. Take Alex, a boxing coach from Boston. Alex is one of many people who sharpen Fred on more traditional fight systems. This keeps the system humble and less self-aggrandizing. This is what keeps him a constant student, which is something he believes in.
Alex Rodriguez, I'm out of MDS Boston, Massachusetts. So for me, as a boxer, I was always a fan of street reality. You know, so street fights, you know, that was more my forte growing up in the inner city. I've always wanted, you know, when you get older, it was just more of too old to fight. I just wanted more of, you know, wanted to end the fight quick. So I think like everybody else here, they saw a video of Fred many moons ago and they were like, wow, that looks cool. I drove from Boston to Maryland by myself, 8-hour drive, and did a seminar, and the rest is history. And once I incorporated the boxing with the MDS, it just flows beautifully.
What Alex failed to mention, though, is that he used MDS to save his life. He was a prison guard. He got attacked by multiple inmates with improvised knives and made it out. Of course, Fred has taken some heat. Some call MDS bullshido. And to that, I defer to Jerome. Jerome is built like a Bond villain from Reunion Island, France. And when I asked him about what he thought about the hate, he told me this.
Before I do it in Muay Thai, I thinking I was the best because I'm tall, big, I've been champion in Muay Thai. And my teacher, the name is Freddy Lepine, I have one people to introduce you. His name is Fred Mastro. It's bullshit self-defense, I don't want, no. Please come, you have to come. And when we are in a gym, I saw Fred for the first time with one technique, two techniques, and I'm like this. I think he's not working. tall guy, you want to come with me at the center? Yes, okay. And 100%, punch me. You sure? Yes. And now I'm in the street. That's my story in MDS. I know it works. It's incredible. For my job, I work in security. I'm close protection officer. It's very good. It's the best for me. Better than Muay Thai. Muay Thai is too dangerous. You know, too much injuries, blood is not professional. But in MDS, you can do. It's perfect for me.
Fred keeps an open invitation. If you doubt him, meet him in the parking lot. We make our job, as he says.
We meet in the parking, you make your job, I make mine, and that's it.
Everybody make his job.
Make your job, make your job, you make your job.
If he attack me, this is our job.
He make his job.
Make your job.
We make our job.
The attacker to make his job. What is your job? His job is to break your face.
People also claim Fred beats up his students. And from what I've seen, that's just not true. He's aggressive, but only with the alphas, the ones who can take it. He does it because he wants them to be conditioned for real violence, so they can go back to their dens and train their wolves.
I don't have ego. My job is to help the people to survive. With tactic is more important than the technique. Now we have many mass attack with knife, and again, it's regular attack. It's not Kali moves. They attack like regular attack. You need to look what is good. And I'm not talking about one-to-one. This is not our goal. This is not MDS. If we want to fight, this is why it's Mastro Defense, not Mastro Combat System, not Mastro Fight System. If you want to fight, you take gloves and you go to the ring or to the cage. This is a fight. Street fight is different. It's just another way. But you need to train both to be able to respond.
What fascinated me the most was the cult of personality around him. Fred is MDS. So I asked his students, do they see him as a godlike figure?
Fred, Mastro like a god.
No.
Fred definitely has a godlike status with many. He's able to bring together a lot of people from different walks of life into the same room, and everybody's there because they want to learn how to fight, and they respect Fred for his fighting ability, for his viciousness in technique, effectiveness in technique. All of it plays a part. But in terms of a godlike figure, yeah, Fred definitely has that aura about him.
Fred Mastro is a man. He's a human and he is flawed and infallible just like the rest of us. One of the things I love about Fred is he will never take the role of grand poobah and you know, call himself master or guru. It's like, you call me Fred or you call me brother.
Here's my take. Whatever system you come from, you should go to a Fred Mastro seminar. Ask him questions. Challenge what you know. Because somewhere in there, he's going to give you one of those aha moments.